Hi and welcome to Pilates by Kels. This is a stretch workout and I always recommend doing this after you've worked out, maybe after a run or after a walk. You never want to do static stretches on cold muscles, so at least make sure you've warmed up for at least 5 minutes before getting started with this workout. Let's get started in an all fours position, hands right under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, scoop the belly around and back, dropping the head. Inhale, arch the back and look up and out. So just a nice cat-cow. Exhale, scooping the belly around and the back. And inhale, arch to look out. So I just want you to take this at your own pace. Just getting a little spinal mobility. Make sure you're using that breath. Exhale, scoop it around. Inhale, arch and look out. Let's do one more round again, just at your own pace. And we'll find a neutral spine. We're just gonna go into some hip circles. So just reaching that circle out, past one wrist, around and back to the other side. So just moving the spine in a different plane, getting all those back muscles nice and loose. And if there's any other movements you want to explore here, feel free. And let's reverse. We'll go the opposite direction. Last one, coming back to center. And then we'll just stretch out those wrists. You're going to take one hand and just fold those fingers towards your knee and just take a nice stretch of that wrist. Hold it for a few seconds, nice deep breaths. And then turn it so the palm is down, fingers towards the knee. Pulling back on that wrist, getting a nice forearm stretch. Coming back to center, we'll do the other hand. We're going to start turning the palm up to the sky. Fingers towards the knee, just a nice stretch of that wrist. You're at a computer all day, this should feel nice. And then turn the palm down, again, fingers towards the knee, pulling back just slightly so you get that stretched on the forearm. Let's come back to center. Both hands, we'll take the fingertips out to the sides and just do a little rock side to side. Fingertips go forward away from the body. Let's tuck the toes one at a time. Pick up those knees and send the hips back to downward facing dog. From downward dog, feel free to spend a few seconds fidgeting if you want to pedal out the feet, whatever feels good for you. And then push up through those shoulders, steady yourself into a nice downward dog, pulling those hips up and back into the sky. Take a deep breath in through the nose, feel the back and sides of the ribcage with air. And exhale, purse the lips, let that air out. Deep breath in, filling the back and sides of the ribcage with air. And exhale, let it out. Let's walk one hand at a time, back towards the feet, lowering the heels. Deep bend in the knees so that the chest touches those thighs. Holding opposite elbows. Let those biceps come by the ears so your head is right between those arms. And let's just hang and just rock side to side. So swing those arms side to side. And then gently coming back through center and letting the biceps hang by the ears. You still have that really deep bend in the knees here. We'll slowly place those hands back onto the mat, walking all the way back out to that downward dog position. Hips pulling back. If you want to bend the knees here, you can. And then we'll shift forward to a plank position. Let's take that right knee, pull it into the chest, and then send it back. Left knee pulls into the chest, and send it back. So like I said, this is a stretch workout, so we will get a little work in with our stretch. Alternating knees, right and back, left and back. And this time that right knee comes all the way in, that foot comes onto the mat. I'm gonna drop that back knee, release the toes, and then lift those hands to the sky. We're gonna shift the weight forward so those hips come heavy. We just take this nice, almost runner's lunge stretch. Dropping those shoulders down the back, letting those hips sink into the floor so you feel that nice stretch on that left hip. Let's interlace the fingers above the head, turn the palms up to the sky, and then twist to the right. So you should get a little deeper stretch here. Coming back to center, hands come down to the mat, and we're gonna send that right leg back to where it came from in our plank position. And we'll pull that left knee into the chest and send it back and switch right knee in and back. Alternating sides, just how we started the other side. Left and back, right and back. This time that left knee pulls in, drop that left foot down onto the mat. Right knee goes down, uncurl the toes. Slowly lift both arms up to the sky and let those hips sink forward into the mat. Long exhale out of the mouth. Dropping the shoulders down. Let those hips fall heavy. Ribs are closing. Let's interlace the fingers above the head. Turn the fists so the palms face the sky. And slowly rotate to your left side. A little bit of a deeper stretch. Coming back to center. Hands come all the way down to the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Step the left foot back, find plank position. And let's slowly walk those hands all the way back down to the feet. Deep bend in the knees so the chest is touching the knees. And then slowly lift those legs up, keeping the hands down. Just finding as much extension as you can into the knees. Take a deep breath in here. On the exhale, from the bottom of the spine, let's slowly round up one vertebrae at a time. Rebuilding the spine with the head coming up last. Lying supine on the mat, knees are bent, feet are flat, and hip distance apart. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. On the exhale, find imprint, the low back touches the mat, and then slowly roll those hips all the way up to a shoulder bridge, finding one long line from shoulder to knee. Take a deep inhale at the top. On the exhale from the sternum, start slowly rounding down one vertebrae at a time, all the way down until that tailbone hits, and release to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, press into the feet, roll the hips to the sky. Inhale at the top, and then exhale, slowly round all the way down. Let's take a few more of these at your own pace, just getting that nice massage for the spine. You also get some nice glute and hamstring work for the back of the legs. 2 more here. Last one, roll all the way up, deep in, and exhale, slowly rounding down. From here, you're going to take your right ankle and cross it over your left knee, flexing the foot so the toes pull back to the knee. You can take your right hand and press that knee out so you get a stretch in that right glute. If that's enough for you, stay here. If you need more, lift that left foot off the mat, bring the knee towards the chest, thread the arms, and hold the back of that left knee. And go ahead and flex that left foot for yourself as well. Take a figure 4 stretch here. Again, you should feel that stretch in the right outer hip. ready, let's go ahead and switch sides. So we'll take that right foot down to the mat. Left ankle crosses over the right knee, flexing that foot. If you want to push out on that left knee, if that's enough for you, stay there. If you want more, pick that right foot up, bringing the knee into the chest, flexing both feet as you take that nice figure 4 stretch. Slowly uncrossing the legs, bringing the feet back down to the mat. Let's take both legs up to the sky, one at a time. Right leg lifts, left leg comes up to meet it. Now lift the head, neck, and shoulders, grab above or below the knee, but not in the joint. We'll start with that left leg. The right leg's gonna reach down, lengthening away from the body, and we'll exhale, switch. Right leg up, left leg reaches. So just a little bit of core work here. It's always nice to do a little work and then enjoy the stretch afterwards, more like you earned it. Exhale, reach and reach. Option to do this with the head down, option to grab onto the thigh instead of the calf, option to have a bend in the knees, whatever works for you. Both legs up to the sky, lower the chest, bring the legs to tabletop, take the arms out to letter T. Slowly drop those knees to the left side, so the knees come down to the floor, and then look your gaze to the right side, spinal twist. Deep breath in through the nose here, and exhale, let it out. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. This time we'll take a deep inhale. On the exhale, bring both knees up through center one at a time. And then slowly drop them to the opposite side, looking the gaze to the left. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Deep breath in. And exhale out. The last one, deep breath in. Exhale, knees come back to center one at a time. And hug those knees into the chest. With those knees into the chest, you're just gonna grab underneath the thighs. So just grabbing onto that hamstring area for rolling like a ball. So you're gonna use the core to slowly help yourself gain some momentum as you come up to a seated position with those feet hovering. Exhale, hollow the belly to round back and come back up. So it's just a little massage for your spine. You're trying not to use too much momentum, but really use that core to get you moving back and forth. On this last one, we'll come all the way up, feet flat. So we can just flop over onto our stomach. So coming all the way down onto the mat. Legs are hip distance apart, hands are just underneath the shoulders, neutral spine. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, draw the shoulders down the back as you slowly lift the chest, looking 2 inches in front of you. And inhale, lower down. Exhale, pull the shoulders down the back, lift and look. And inhale to lower. Again, exhale, draw the shoulders down the back and lift. Inhale to lower. And exhale to reach. Inhale to lower. Last one, lift and hold. Now replace your hands with your elbows one at a time. And then push up through those shoulders so you get that nice little sphinx stretch here. Pulling the ribs up away from the floor, opening the shoulder heads, drawing the shoulders down the back. One more time, we're going to replace the elbows with the hands as we push back and find child's pose. Pushing pushing yourself forward to a tabletop position. Let's go ahead and bring that left foot between the hands. Reach your left arm up to the sky, spinal twist. Pushing up through that bottom shoulder, left arm's reaching to the sky. You're gonna bend that back knee, bringing the foot towards the seat. As you reach back to grab onto that foot, if you can't grab the foot, just keep reaching back in the general direction. You'll still get a nice stretch. And pull that foot toward your seat. So you get a stretch through the front of that right leg. You should feel that quad and that hip flexor opening. Still pushing up through that bottom shoulder. Slowly release that back leg, bring the left arm up to the sky, and then that left hand comes back down onto the floor. Go ahead and straighten that front leg, pulling the toes back towards your body, making sure that bottom hip is stacked over the knee. Just reaching those hands as far as you can, getting into that nice hamstring stretch, pulling that left hip back. If you need to put your hands up on any props, you can. If you have a block nearby, if you need it. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, bend the front knee. Hands come flat onto the mat. Sweep that leg back into your child's pose. One more time, pushing away from the floor. This time we'll take an angled child's pose. So reach that left arm out to the left. And then reach that right hand on top of the left, sinking the hips back and away from the hands, getting a nice stretch down the side of the body. Slowly walking those hands to the other side. Right hand outside of the right side of the body, left hand on top of the right hand, pulling those hips back into the left side, taking a stretch on that left side of the body. Slowly walking those hands back to center, pushing yourself up, finding that quadruped position, all fours. This time we'll step that right foot between the hands, and we'll lift that right arm to the sky, finding that nice spinal twist. From here, let's bend that back knee, grabbing onto the foot or as close as you can to it, shifting forward into those hips. You get that nice stretch down the quad and through those hip flexors, opening up that chest nice and proud. Again, if you can't grab onto the foot, just grab as close as you can to it. You'll still enjoy the benefits of the stretch. If you have any knee problems, if you want to put a pillow under the knee, that's always an option. Slowly release that foot, bring the arm back up to the sky, and then drop that hand onto the mat, straightening that front leg, pulling the toes back towards the knee. Again, trying to have that back knee right under the hip. Squaring off those hips. Again, if you need blocks or any props underneath the hands, feel free to grab those now. Feeling that nice hamstring stretch down the back of the right leg. From here, bend that front knee, hands come onto the mat, tap those back toes, sweep those legs back, find a full plank position, pushing back into that child's pose. Again, option to have a little bend in the knees if that feels good for you. And then slowly walking those hands back towards the feet one more time. This time let's have straight legs now that we're a little more warmed up, and just letting those hands drop towards the mat. Take a deep breath in, exhale, rounding up one vertebrae at a time, with that head coming up last. Thank you so much for joining me for this Stretch Pilates workout. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.